Hello, today's lesson is lesson 3-1, adding with an expanded algorithm. You have learned how to add one-digit and two-digit numbers. Today you're going to use what you know about place value to help you add greater numbers. So these little zebras in the picture show the three-digit numbers similar to what we're going to add today. What is 327 plus 241? How can you find the sum by breaking the problem into smaller addition problems? Today we talked about using rounding to make it easier, and we also talked about adding up the hundreds, and then adding up the tens, and then adding up the ones, and then finding a final answer by adding all those sums together. What do you notice about the numbers you need to add? Students noticed that the numbers had 3 digits each. In the number 327, which digit is in the hundreds place? What's its value? Pause the video to answer this question. In the number 327, the 3 is the digit in the hundreds place. Its value is 300. In 327, what digit is in the tens place and what's its value? Number 2 is in the tens place in 327 and its value is 20. And then we have a picture of a confused camel. He says, if the 2 in 327 has a value of 20, does that mean the 2 in 241 also has a value of 20? No. We talked about that. The doggy says in 327, the 2 is in the tens place, value is 20. In 241, the 2 is in the hundreds place, and its value is 200. So here's the slide again. How can you find the sum by breaking the problem into smaller addition problems? Went and got our whiteboards today so we could practice this. This is how we made our whiteboards look. Change this so you can see the top. So we wrote that on our whiteboards. And then we broke the problem into smaller addition problems in order to solve it. We took the 327 and we broke it into 300 and 20 and 7. We took the 241 and we broke it into 241. So kind of pulling it apart by place value. Then we did the addition on these. Oh, this slide shows you again that we took the 3 from this and wrote down its value, 300. We took the digit 4, wrote down its value, 40, and there's that 1 whose value is just 1. So we did the addition on this, and when we added these things up, I put them down in red at the bottom. Students were able to do that on their whiteboards. We had one more step we needed to do before we were done with the problem. We would add those sums. So the numbers in red at the bottom of the screen, we added those to get our final answer. In this problem, the final answer is 568. We practiced some more, and you can practice right now at home. Make your paper look like the whiteboards did with the columns for hundreds, tens, and ones. This one adds up to 779. The dog is reminding you this one's tricky. Try it on your own and you'll figure out why it's tricky. This one is tricky because of what happens in the tens column. You've got a 30 here. You've got a 70 from here. 30 plus 70 adds up to a 3-digit number. It adds up to 100. So what I was suggesting students do was keep the 100 here, not try to regroup over to the hundreds, but just write the 100 underneath that problem, and you can still add 800 plus 100 plus 9 is 909 for your final answer. Here's a word problem doing the same sort of thing. John read a book with 377 pages. Jess read a book with 210 pages. How many pages did they read in all? Final answer, 587. Another problem in this one is a problem where we need to explain our work. That's tricky for a lot of students, so we're going to talk about that one. Paul wants to add the points in his favorite basketball team scored in the last 2 games. The team scored 137 points and 112 points. Explain how Paul can add these numbers using smaller problems. So it's asking you to do the same thing that you've been doing, adding based on place value, but they also want you to explain what you're doing, so talk about what you're doing. I have a slide that shows the minion explaining. The minion says, so Paul wants to add 137 plus 112. Make it easier by adding the hundreds, then the tens, then the ones from each problem together. 100 plus 100 equals 200. 30 plus 10 equals 40. 7 plus 2 equals 9. Then add the sums of each problem to get the total. 200 plus 40 plus 9 equals 249. Some people thought we were getting a little boring. The guy from Up says, "You're boring me, Miss Knurk. Got any harder problems?" Here's another tricky one. A movie theater sold 275 tickets on Monday and 226 tickets on Tuesday. How many tickets did they sell in all? There's some regrouping you need to do on this. Pause the video to try it on your own. When you start adding these, you see why it's tricky. 200 plus 200 is 400. So far, so good. 70 plus 20 is 90. 5 plus 6 is 11. When you add those up, you get 501. So there's some regrouping we're doing when we're adding these sums. It was tricky. Oh, that's it for today.